The third race, and we go back up in grade from the Class 5 of Race 2 to the Class 4 of Race 3. And it's a 1,200 metre event with Circuit Mighty. He's on the class drop. He wears blinkers and a tongue tie for the first time. Chicken Dance hasn't raced since October. He was scratched on the 12th of November with a lame right fore, and he's had a right fore tendinitis issue since. Starry Night gets the cheek pieces on. Both Enchanting Ibis and Happy Trio go from the 1,000 to the 1,200. Jumbo Legend first started with 3 trials. Circuit Splendor has a tongue tie on. Iron King is on a 7-day backup. Dassit has the pacifiers coming off and strive for glory. Tom, he'll wear pacifiers for the first time.
I think Circuit Mighty can go forward to here from his draw of Barrier 9. Blinkers, tongue tie go on. Everforce and Starry Night shouldn't be too far away. Starry Night was right up on the pace last start, and then you've got Happy Trio, who ran a bottler pool at 112 to 1 last start.
Yeah, big price, wasn't he? And look, he goes in there in sort of 3 back on the inside. Iron King might find it a bit tough. Jumbo Legend, he's a first starter. He'll go back. Enchanting Ibis, another one that's likely to go back.
All right, Happy Trio it is. The Lyle Hewitson show continues. He rides Chevelle Valiant in the first and partners Happy Trio in the third. And this is what he had to say about Happy Trio.
Lyle Happy Trio is having his second run this weekend. He put in a really gallant effort on debut.
Yes, he did. In a way, he did surprise us. We knew he had the ability, but we thought maybe first up over 1,000, he just might be too green to run such an impressive race. But the fact that he did show that he has the ability, and we expect him to have learned a lot from that experience too.
And he had to do a lot of his own running down the middle of the track, Lyle, as well. I mean, he would have learned plenty from that, wouldn't he?
Yes. He sort of came out decently and got a bump from the horse next to him, and he actually recovered pretty well from that. But then when I put him in behind the horses, being a first-timer who we knew was a bit green, he started to just drop out of it and lack that early race speed. So I opted to put him into the clear again and let him see where he's going and get a bit more competitive. And when he got a challenge move up next to him that worked up from behind, he got competitive and he ran through to the line strongly. So he would have had to learn a lot from that and take in a lot. So that experience will only have brought him on.
And am I right in thinking that was the one and only time that you've sat on the horse? I know Douglas White does a lot of his track work. Have the reports been pleasing from the trainer?
Yeah, well, I worked. Dougie actually galloped him alongside me when I was on another horse early days, and he's done a bit of work with him. And some of his trials have shown that he had those flashes of ability, but like I say, he just needs to still put it all together, and that's why when he managed to do such a pleasing performance on debut, it didn't surprise us, but it was a breath of fresh air to see him put it all together.
Lyle Hewitson, rider of a Happy Trio. First replay, Paul, is Starry Night. Now he's running over the 1,200 again. He certainly showed improvement between his first 2 starts.
Yeah, he got to the front here, and he maybe just got to the front a little bit too early, but once he got there, he stayed on nicely. This was only his second start, so he's learnt a lot, I would have thought, from here. His track work's been good, and he did stay on once he got challenged, so it wasn't a bad run from him. I just thought he ran a little bit green towards the end, but from his wide draw, I think he can get across easy enough.
Yeah, just that last 250 metres, just wanted to drift up the track a little bit there to Starry Night, but he's surely one of the main players, the way he's been able to improve from start 1 to start 2.
The class dropper, Tom, is a Circuit Mighty. He's won over the 1,200 at Bairnsdale prior to arriving, and this is his trial running second behind Beauty Joy.
He's trialled up well here. He's there on the outside, moving into it nicely. All of his wins in Australia, the 3 of them, all had the tongue tie on. He's got the tongue tie on here, blinkers on in the trial. I think he's the one to beat, Paul. Yeah,
I've got him in as well. He's been downgraded, and with those gear changes as well, the trial was pretty good. So, yeah, he's definitely in for me.
Good report around Circuit Mighty. And Jumbo Legend, he's been impressive in his trials, Paul, but they've all been up at Chungfa.
Yeah, so he's down here now. He's had the 3 trials up there, 1,063 pounds. Tongue tie on for his debut run. I haven't minded his trials either. So, look, he goes in on a minor line for me.
He seemed to close quite nicely when he was asked sort of from the 250 here. He was an English yearling purchase for 360,000 and went past with some ease here. He had 3 trials prior to arriving at the Gold Coast, Canterbury and Warwick Farm. And there's plenty of wins in the family there for Jumbo Legend.
That is the preview for race number 3, Paul, who goes in as the top 4.
Got to go with Starry Night on top. I think he can get across. He was definite improvement from start 1 to start 2. So he's on top. Circuit Mighty with the downgrade and those gear changes. Jumbo Legend, the horse we just showed about, it was a nice trial. He did hit the line really strongly. It's a little bit hard to tell with some of those Chung Fa trials, but look, what I've seen I've quite liked. And then Happy Trio in there for 4th. Happy Trio, I don't think it was a fluke that first up run. 4, 1, 8 and 7.
Same 4 numbers, just a different order, 1, 4, 8 and a 7. I've gone with here Circuit Mighty over Starry Night, Jumbo Legend, and certainly agree with Paul around Happy Trio. Went off at a huge price, but ran well and stepping to 1,200 metres here from a low gate. 1, 4, 8 and 7.
And the third race is the first leg of the opening double trio on Sunday.